You guys, strip it along the most targeted system. No matter what I do, it ain't good enough. No matter where I turn for help, there is none. You guys saw the last video of my motorcycles being destroyed. The system, which is supposed to protect me, did not do it, not one bit. Not only did the system protect me, the system helped destroy me. And let me tell you how. Told you guys I've been fighting this battle for 6 years to get my motorcycles back. 6 years. Actually, since December of 2015, I've been trying to get my bikes back. My Shovelhead, my 97 Ultra Classic, which is in a million pieces. A million pieces that are not here. Motorcycle lift, 60-gallon air compressor, torch. I had a bunch of new used tires. But they say all you got to do is go to court. Go to court. And the judge, and he'll have to give them back. So I do. Let me tell you something about the court. This judge that I had, they gave an order and said, go get his stuff back. And the sheriff's department just went over and said, please. 2 feet inside the building, there are my motorcycle lifters sitting right there. If they'd have walked around the back of the building, there's my air compressor sitting right there. If they'd have just walked inside 5 more feet, they would have seen my motorcycle sitting there. Now, the guy says, now listen, when the judge says you have to give these belongings back, you're supposed to get them and give them back. It's not an option. But right in front of the 3 sheriffs that are standing there in that office, he says, oh, well, I know where your bike is. It's just right at the road. And you know what? I think I'm going to go get that and give it back to you because you didn't do anything wrong at all. You didn't do anything to hurt me, so I'm going to go get that bike back for you. And I'm like, well, golly, gee, thanks so much. I knew, everybody told me I shouldn't take it from you. Everybody said that you were doing right to run my business. You were running my business good, and you're doing a great job, and you weren't stealing it all. And everybody told me that, but I just didn't want to listen. So, one, lying in court, lying to a judge is a crime. That's contempt of court. Because he told the judge that, Your Honor, I was working on his motorcycles, and he didn't pay the bill, so I put a mechanics lien. Remember that magical piece of paper? That never existed. See, the sheriff's department never looked into that. They just called the DA, and the DA said, oh, civil matter, we don't want to spend our budget on it. Let the servants, the peasants serve themselves. Just wait, it gets better for the one person that's in here. Troll, I'm sure, that has nothing better to do. But let me tell you this. The same judge that wrote this order for the return of my motorcycles and my stuff is the same judge that gave my fiance that murdered herself. This is the same judge that gave her ex-husband the right to come to my house with a pseudo SWAT team and point at what he wanted. Are you listening to me? So when my fiance was being experimented with voice of God weapons were telling her to kill herself, as her and I both listened together, we heard the same voice tell her to murder herself. This same voice told her to do that. So she hangs herself. I come home, find her dead. They opened up a murder investigation, sent a narc in my house, try to bust me to admitting to her murder. The same judge that just said, give him his stuff back, and if you don't, it's okay. The same judge is the same judge that told the ex-husband of my fiance that murdered herself. This is the same judge that told him to come to my house with a pseudo SWAT team and point at what you want and take it. So the same judge that told them to say, please, it's okay if he doesn't listen, is the same one as the house, and he walked through my house. This is 3 days after my fiance is murdered with technology. Boom, 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 boom. They beat on my door. I'm mourning. I'm destroyed. Nobody's here to help me. I just found my fiance hanging dead from a rope, and nobody's there to help me during that. If you don't let us in, we're going to kick the door in. We're here to get her stuff. This prick comes in my house and pointed at what he wanted. And make no doubt about it, the sheriff that day looked at me and said, Mr. Pidlone, if you don't let us in to get this stuff, we're going to put you in handcuffs and we're going to take you to jail right now. So I had to open the door. That's what this judge's order meant 6 years ago. Okay? After he left, because the marital car was in the driveway, I was arrested for grand theft auto. The woman I loved, who was killed with technology, voice of God weapons, because the car was in my driveway. He didn't call to come get it. He didn't say, hey, can I meet you for the keys? None of that. The cops come and arrest me for grand theft auto. This is the same judge that just let the department say, well, it's just a piece of paper. It says you got to get the stuff back. But you know what? He can just sue again and spend more. Because, see, it's $85 for the paperwork this last time, not including the first time I filed the paperwork and the attorney fees and all that. It was another $85 to get service for the law enforcement to show up and say, well, you know what? It's okay if you don't have his stuff. Oh, that other motorcycle? No big deal. Oh, you're running a chop shop here? And his bike's in 100 pieces? Oh, God, that just don't seem like a crime to me. Because for a targeted individual, there is no justice. There is no one that's going to help me. I keep looking at all these guys on YouTube, and somebody goes through tragedy, and they'll share that video, and they'll call, man, let's help this guy, let's do all this. And I appreciate my subscribers that, sent me a nice message and all, and said, I'm sorry, we're praying for you. I guess that's all I'm allowed to expect in this day and age. My life just destroyed. So now, not only has it been more stressful than anybody can imagine, because with post-traumatic stress disorder is not a joke. It is the worst illness on the planet because you can't see it out here. And when it comes on, it's literally like a freight train that hits you right in the freaking chest all at one time. So I had to monitor my health closely. I had to monitor the stress that I go through very, very closely. So every time for the last 7 years that I've thought about this, I've gotten physically sick, physically ill, to the point where I just shut down in tremors, trying not to think about this. Has stuck in my ass for 7 years. And my lawyer, a block up the road, that won't do crap. The same lawyer that took my fiance's money when we were fighting custody for her kids. The same lawyer that after I won full custody of my children, he said, Stuart, you know what would look really good to the court? You know, your ex-wife that's not here and doesn't care about these kids, let's just give her half custody. No, I don't want to do that. Well, let's just do it anyway. It'll look good. I mean, you've already won the case. You've already got full custody. Let's give her a little bit of custody. And when they did that, that invited the devil back in my house. And it wasn't long after that they took my children again. If that's not heartbreaking enough. I mean, I don't know, guys. Should I have more faith in the system? Because when you're me, there is none. The system that I've paid for years to protect me is the one that has destroyed me. And then they wonder, I wonder why he's so anti-cop. I wonder why he don't understand. I don't get it. Why does he? Hey, he's an anarchist. He's one of them sovereign citizens. No. When I had my company, I got paid to do a job. If I didn't do my job, I was fired. Guess how many times I got fired? Next to none, because I always did my job, went above and beyond. But with law enforcement, there is no accountability. With this judge, I called and left a message on his voicemail. You think he even called me back? He's going, well, I can't do that. I can't talk to you outside with your attorney. If you think it's hard to get an attorney, try to get rid of an attorney. You have to have court orders and motions to fire your attorney. And if I started all over again right now, which I will probably have to now, because my attorney's going to do nothing but screw me. That's apparent, as anyone else has seen. Who knows, I'm a targeted individual, and I could almost guarantee that I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, he's been manipulated this whole time, if not a willing participant in my targeting. So if anybody knows out there the ins and outs of the civil procedures to sue, let me know. I don't have the time, and I don't have the heart to fight anymore. Guys, I'm just that close to saying no more. That close to just saying I quit. I give up. because I don't know what else to do. Trying to raise a godly young man here, trying to raise him in the ways of the world, and it sucks. I mean, I've always been ahead of the game. I've always been a hard worker. You work hard, you get what you want. Life, that's just the way life is until my targeting went overt. But you know how much suffering I go through on a daily basis to look in that boy's eyes and see his dad get his teeth kicked in every single day. To wake up every day and say, well, your dad lost again today. Your dad's a loser again today, Mason. Because it's ripping him apart, too. To look in his eyes, we're going to get our bikes back, Dad. Yeah, we can ride. Because I used to go nowhere on that motorcycles without him. He was on the back at 3 years old. I had him tied to the backrest. That was for being him, just like his boats. Every time they get vandalized, that's me and my son not being able to go down the lake. Every time this Bronco, which he loves, gets vandalized, we can't enjoy our time together. So he has to grow up thinking to himself, what's the point? What's the point of being honest? What's the point of being trustworthy? What's the point of working like hell? And what is the point of praising a God would just as soon watch you suffer than deliver you from evil? I had a lot of Facebook friends, and they're always on, oh, God bless me, and life is so good, and they've never stubbed their toe. And just like the trolls that are always attacking me, they couldn't handle 1 hour in my shoes. I'll put that test to anybody to go through what I've went through constantly. I've got more to add to my motorcycle story. Don't go away quite yet. But nobody would believe all the hell about a target. We'll go into that. I've been sharing with 12 minutes. I've been sharing my experiences being a targeted individual on Facebook for a long time, and that's a good way to refer. Well, the other day, you listen to me, the day that my heart was broken over my motorcycles, I had a reminder on Facebook. And you know what happened in this yard in either 2014 or 2015? Let me tell you. That was the day that I had to file that my 94 Heritage Softail that I turned into a 113 Beast Street Glide. I turned a Softail into what appeared to be a Street Glide. That's the day I had to file theft of a motor vehicle on that on the motorcycle. Okay, I had to file that paperwork that it was stolen. On that motorcycle, I didn't know it. I had one insurance company, and then they merged with National General Insurance Company. This was the reminder. I had to fight for 4 months to get the motorcycle covered. Not only covered, but I had expansive insurance on it. I had it insured for $30,000. It was written down in the paperwork. Had the appraisals from a professional custom bike builder. I can't remember where he's at. It's like AMI custom bike builder appraisals. I had 2 appraisals saying I had all the receipts for what I put in that motorcycle, everything I'd done to it, and the value of that bike. And I had to fight National General for 3 months just to get a payment of half of what they owed me. So not only did I lose $20,000 on these motorcycles, but 4 or 5 years ago on my Facebook memories, it pops up, hey, you lost another $14,000 then that we just kind of forgot about because every day it's something new. Like I told you, if you're targeting an individual, everything in your life that you enjoy is going to be ripped away. Your wives, your husbands, your families, your children, your homes, your business, your hobbies, your health, every single thing that could possibly put a smile on your face as a targeted individual is snatched and burned to the ground. That's why it's really hard for me to go on these Facebook groups of targeted individuals, because they're on there whining about the most minute things. Oh, my keys disappeared today. I know the gang stalkers got them. Or, all the matches to my socks are gone. I noticed this guy was following me. I went out and everywhere I looked, there's a headlight out on a car. Really? Come home and find your fiance hanging dead in the garage, and then they accuse you of it. Go help a guy build a motorcycle shop and watch him steal $20,000 of your motorcycles. How about they kill your best friend with the same exact weapons that they used to hang you in the same exact place your fiance killed herself, so they can take away your children? Oh, well, you know, that one headlight, that just drives me crazy. There's this one guy out of Texas, and he just, bless his heart. Older guy, and he walks around, and he said, I got guns, and you know the militia's going to take care of us targeted individuals. The militia's going to do it, and I got my pistol on my side, and I'm going to take these gay stalkers out. They took my home, and they took my land, and they took my respect, but when they take my woman, I'm going to kill them all. And I'm like, God, what a fool you are. How do you fight someone that you're paying to fight you? How do you defeat someone that you're paying to defeat you? How do you, like the Bible says, principality and powers? This is not a flesh war. It's a war of spirit and entities. They're using technology like they're using witchcraft. So when I tell you they fraudulently in my vehicles, it happens. When I tell you they can manipulate people, like my lawyer to not do my case, or the guy that says, man, you helped me. You really did. You built my business up. You had it running great. I'm so sorry that I let them steal, or I stole everything off your motorcycles. I'm sorry. I was wrong, and everybody told me I was wrong. I'm sorry. Would you want to come run my motorcycle shop again? Or even my daughters. My oldest won't talk to me. I told you guys she's getting a PhD in men right now. PhD in men. My youngest, she might talk to me once every 2 weeks. She lives 20 minutes down the road, but she ain't got time to text me. She spent 0 Christmases since they were. I was a single dad, and social services comes in, looks at my kids, and says, "Your dad's dangerous. He's going to kill you all of us," and never talk to him again. Puts them in foster care where they're abused. I did nothing wrong except be a victim of this technology and hung myself. So now the only daughter that I actually spent a little time with, I said the other day, she's like, "Oh, Dad, it's going to get better." And just like, this burnt me up what Mason told me the other day. When Tina got home, if your spouse's motorcycles got destroyed or tore up, wouldn't you be somewhat interested? Wouldn't you want to come and look and grab your spouse? I said, "I'm so sorry this happened to you." You know what my spouse said to my son? "Oh, well, it'll be all right." That's it. That's all she said. "Oh, it'll be all right." None of it, it doesn't bother anyone at all that my life is being ripped away. It doesn't bother anybody. And I appreciate the prayers. I appreciate the all the comments that people left. I mean, it was heartwarming. But how long till somebody actually just listens helps us? Because I'm not going to survive this life much longer. I physically can't. I'm physically and emotionally broken. Because I can honestly say that I've done it right. I've never intentionally hurt somebody. I've never intentionally screwed somebody out of money. Never stolen anything. I mean, I have done it right the whole time. And I was reading during church today the book of Job, and the book of Job says that Job lost everything. I can mirror Job's life exactly. I could put exactly what happened to Job happened to me, just like boils on the skin. I've had that when they were frying with directed energy weapons, but I can mirror my life to Job's. And I wrote down in the Bible in red letters last time I read it, it said, "And in the latter days, God blessed Job with many, many beautiful daughters and land and sheep and goats and this and that." And I'm like, well, that's great for Job, but guess what? There's not going to be latter days here anymore. If you guys think America's going to last 10 more years, you're a fool. So, I'm spent, guys. I can't keep doing this. It's like I try to tell her about spending money. Me and Mason spent 3 hours inside dumpsters yesterday. I had a black guy sitting there yesterday over top of me, laughing and giggling, recording a TikTok video of me and my son in dumpsters getting cans. And yet the cans and the trash and the diapers and the just filth I'm digging through just to make a little bit of money to try to escape this hellhole. She's smoking a carton of freaking cigarettes and not thinking twice about it. Just, is everybody else asleep but me? Am I the only one that's awake on this planet? Am I the only one that's not seeing God's blessings? Because I'm not. If God is blessing me, somebody needs to tell me, oh, well, you got to wake up today. You got a roof over your head and you got a car to drive. You should just be thankful for that. Like I told Mason and I told another buddy last week, I said, you know what? I'm not asking for anything that I ain't worked for. I'm not asking for anything that I ain't beat myself to death for. I just want what's mine, what I've worked for, what I've built, and what I've taken care of. I just want what belongs to me. I don't want anything anybody else has got. I'm not in lust of my brother's things, wives, children. I don't want nothing else except what I earned. And as a targeted individual, I'm not even allowed to have that. They destroy everything. This targeted individual program is nothing but a cancer. And I don't think that I'm going to survive this cancer much longer. I'm killing myself trying to get this boathouse done, but I'm doing it by myself. I got a pretty good deal the other day on some 12-footers. I bought 48 12-foot long 2x10x12s, pressure treated for $12 a piece, which is a steal. They're $27 at Home Depot, but still. You think anybody's going to be at the lake to help me build this? You think anybody's going to swing a goddamn hammer with me? No, I'm not going to get any help from anybody. It's on me. Do it by yourself. For all you that are in the live stream, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm to the point of never asking for a prayer again. Because like I used to tell my mom and dad, I said, stop praying for me. Because every time you pray for me, you heap coals of hell on my head. And it wasn't because I was living a bad lifestyle. It's just that anytime somebody dare pray for me, the devil hits me 5 times harder. And I'm telling you guys, you have no idea what life is like being a targeted individual. Even the targeted individuals out there, you have no clue when everyone around you is being manipulated mentally, physically, with technology. You have no clue when you're being manipulated physically, mentally, with technology. You have no clue when everything in your life is being used against you. You have no clue. So all you out there talking about a headlight here and a horn honk there, thank God that you're not in my shoes. Thank God that you're not suffering like I am, because this is eternity in hell. God bless.